Let's go straight across to Sonam Wangchuk joining us now. Thank you very much, sir, for speaking to us. What were people from Nepal and Doda doing among those who have been injured? These are serious allegations made to us by the Lieutenant Governor. He's saying that people from outside were there among those injured.
As far as I know, these were passers-by who got into the exchange. I never heard of any other description. I heard there was a Tibetan lady also, who I'm sure must have been passing by. That's all I have heard.
But then in that case,
nothing about other outsiders being in Ladakh.
But why would they go towards the violence? Anyone who's passing by would instinctively move away. Why would they participate if already there is violence taking place? That seems a bit strange, don't you think?
No, I think they should do a better investigation. I have never ever heard this before this, and coming from Lieutenant Governor, it sounds serious, but I've only heard that there were some passers-by who also got hurt.
No, but sir, again, my question is, why would they get involved instinctively if you're passing by and there is violence? If these Nepali citizens are only passing by, why would they get involved?
This happened all of a sudden. This was completely sudden, and I'm sure there were people on the streets when this was happening. At least I have not heard of any such version, and people from Nepal in Ladakh are poor laborers. At the best, waiters in restaurants. Doda are like manual laborers. So I don't know what they are building up, but there's never been heard of any people from anywhere outside Ladakh involved in anything. But I would be interested in knowing more. I don't know at all about
Okay, then let's tell you more, especially from the MHA statement. What does it say about this particular case? The MHA has said, in fact, it's something that the LG also told us. He said that foreign elements were involved. The MHA statement says it is clear that the mob was incited by Shri Sonam Wangchuk through his provocative statements. Did you provoke the people into getting onto the streets, into starting this arson and stone pelting?
Okay. There has been many such charges on me in the past 2 months, right before the Hill Council elections. I see this as a chain of events in the same chain. But otherwise, I was not even in a position to make speeches. I was on the 15th day of hunger. All I was doing was just 2 minutes update at the most to the people, followers on social media. Otherwise, not really. I mean, I would like them to show me if there is any such provocative statements. Okay. But what I find is it's unfortunate that while people have died, we are playing politics on the corpses. It's very unfortunate. They didn't have any plans. It was abrupt and organic. But the immediate reason was when 2 people among the hunger strikers got hospitalized, 2 elderly people. And that was the immediate reason for people's sentiments. Otherwise, it was just 5 years of frustration at joblessness, at promises unmet, safeguards under 6th schedule, and all of that came out on this unfortunate day. There was nothing. It's very sad. This is a clever move, I always say, but not a wise move. At this time, we need wisdom. We need to, put balm and not salt on injuries. Let me tell you something. As I speak, Apex bodies, youth wing workers are being arrested and harassed. This is not going to result in peace. This will further aggravate if they put the blame on me or on Congress and harass these poor youth who have done nothing. Actually, let me tell you, when this rampage was happening, the youth wing of Apex Body went on cars with loudspeakers to appeal to them to stop it. So did our senior leaders like Tupstan Sewang and Seringla group. But it was so bad that they were themselves, almost hit. So they couldn't even stop it. So these youth were trying to stop, and now they are being taken into custody.
But did you appeal? did you appeal for peace? Because the Home Ministry has said, incidentally, that amidst these violent developments, you broke your fast and left for your village in an ambulance without making any serious efforts to control the situation. They are saying, the government is saying you could have saved lives if you had asked the protesters, the arsonists to stop.
Please. I don't know why they are playing this blame game after such a sad incident. If you look up the media, I made an appeal in Ladakhi. I made an appeal in Hindi while, guns were blasting right near my ears. You can hear the blasts in that speech where I say this is not the way our path has been. Our path has been peaceful, and this violence is not supporting us. It's doing more damage to the cause. And right as I was speaking, there were explosions, that shook, and the cameraman can be seen shaking. So I made those appeals, and then finally I had to leave. You know what? Soon after I left, the forces, CRPF and Ladakh police came inside the Anshan Park and beat people ruthlessly. It was like a Jallianwala Bagh scene, except that there were no firing, but they just beat the people around. I can share with you visuals of that if you like.
Okay, so you're saying that you also appealed for peace. The government is misleading everyone, but the argument is, as far as the police opening fire is, that they were initially there with lathis, but protests went out of hand. There was a threat to their life. They had to take action. In fact, the LG told us that there was even perhaps an attempt to try and set people on fire. There was an attempt at
immolations. They were breaking some offices, yes. They burned something, but there were no killing of people at all, except for firing from the police. You should see the videos. Do you see any immolation? You see only police firing. Now,
no, but senior police officers, they were attacked. Cars were set on fire. Why were cars set on fire? There was almost a lethal attack on the police.
They set on fire buildings, police cars, and so on. But on the other hand, please have an inquiry into how come that people who are not armed were shot to kill, without any damage on the other side. Please inquire what are the norms under which you shoot at crowds. You don't shoot to kill, you shoot at their legs to scare them away. But here, 7 to 10 people are critically injured with bullets in their chest, faces, and so on. This is not done to your own citizens at a border place. This you must ask why they were shot. Did they have the permissions to shoot to kill?
But
were their
what
lives
would you have done, sir? There was a threat.
in threat?
There was a threat
because buildings
had been set on fire,
and the police officer was
there were cops who were attacked. What would you have done?
There are no forces in ICU. No forces have died, but so many young people have died. This is not a nation's army, police used on its own sons and daughters.
Sir, the forces may not be in ICU, but the fact is that there was a threatening attack on them. There was an almost lethal attack. A cop's vehicle was set on fire.
How would I know? This was all abrupt. How would I know? For me, it was something very unfortunate, a failure of my path and my cause.
Okay, so you're saying that this has not been done according to you. This has not been done by any incitement that you have done. There is a video that has been circulated of yours, which is on September 10th.
Video of you
I can't believe I had any such things. I never asked.
No, in that video you're telling people to take to the streets.
I always
What did you say on the 10th of
sit in
September?
prayers with me. I asked them to sit in prayers with me. No, there cannot be.
No, but there is an earlier video of you talking of an Arab Spring style protest. Did you or did you not say that there should be an Arab Spring style uprising in India?
That's totally out of context from 6-7 months ago, when in a Ladakhi podcast I was saying, if for this cause any lives have to go, then it should be my one life rather than so many like it has happened. So I was saying I would rather die of either hunger or self-immolate so that this cause is fulfilled, and so that in future such outbursts don't happen. That was long, long ago, and that couldn't have caused yesterday's. Similarly, people talk about this Gen Z comment.
Yes.
That was
Yes, Gen Z comment.
after the event had already happened. I was describing that I don't usually use Gen Z, but somehow it slipped out of my mouth. And why not? I mean, Gen Z is what they call themselves, these young people. So I was saying it was all organic, abrupt, and almost like a Gen Z revolution.
But Arab Spring was about overthrowing a government. Are you advocating for that to happen in India? Arab Spring wasn't as innocent as that. Even Gen Z in Nepal, they overthrew a government.
Wherever I was saying, if this government gives, it's great, but otherwise I would like to give my own life. My own life. I was not saying anything about others. I would like to rather give my life out of hunger or immolation.
So you're saying that the Arab Spring revolution, you're saying, is about giving your own life. Let me ask you simply, why was a Congress councillor present there during the violence? Was the presence of Funsok Sepang a mere coincidence? Why was he present at that
There
spot?
is a big effort to find a scapegoat, whether in Mr. Wangchuk or in a party like Congress. So what would you say if I told you that Mr. Tsepak's photo, which was being flashed by this spokesperson, is a lie?
Are you saying that this
No.
is a lie? He's not
No,
there.
it was
He wasn't
somebody
there.
else who looked like him, and they quickly took that photo, flashed all over the nation saying it's a Congress councillor, and they harassed the whole family. Actually, I'm just told that their family was beaten up and being harassed.
You're saying categorically that it isn't Funsuk Sepang in that picture, that viral picture of with him
Yes,
in a
I'm
crowbar.
saying
It's not
after
him.
confirming and reconfirming 4 or 5 times from people that was not him, that was somebody who looked like him, perhaps his distant cousin or someone, and they used it to say that conveniently that it is a Congress-led agitation. Congress has no such capacity. I want to tell you, I wouldn't give them so much credit that at one call they'll get 4,000 youth out of their homes. They are not that competent. They couldn't have done that. It is just some frenzy, some madness that caught the youth yesterday.
So what frenzy are you talking about? Fine, even if you're saying this is not the Congress council, I'll give you one more example. On the 23rd of September this year, Congress councillor Smanla Dorje Norbu, there is a video of him doing a press conference. He is in the Congress office. There is a Congress translite behind him. He is saying, we are going to attack the BJP office. Nobody will stop me from stone pelting. Are you still saying that there is no Congress angle? Because this man,
yes,
who pictures
there
you
was
see,
a
he's
press
there. He's in
conference
the Congress
like
office.
that, but that was on the day when 2 people were critically hospitalized, and this Mr. Smanla belongs to the same village, and he was taking out his frustration at this scene. He was saying, it's my people who are there in the hospital. So in that emotional outburst, he may have said some such things which I don't endorse.
No, but it cannot be an emotional outburst. He is provoking people to violence. He's talking about stone pelting at the BJP office.
Yes, so anything like this is condemnable, but again I repeat, they are not so they don't hold any influence to bring thousands of youth by saying something like this.
But that's what your analysis
give them
is.
that credit. They are hardly effective, Congress party here. So you can't say they just made one speech and 4,000 people came out.
Okay, then if you didn't provoke them,
make a press conference, and I didn't approve of that itself. I could understand his frustration at his village people dying, but people wouldn't come on just one press conference. They call people for their rallies. Nobody comes. They have a humiliating time when nobody turns up. And here we are saying they could muster 5,000 crowd.
Mr. Wangchuk, you're saying that this is their frustration. A lot of people can also interpret it as provocation. But if you didn't provoke and the Congress is incapable of mobilizing people, then why did people start pelting stones? Why was there arson? What was the catalyst of the violence starting? That question nobody is answering.
Telling you again, the immediate cause was the two people being hospitalized. The general cause was the 6 years frustration that they held all inside them for this many years. And now, because the government has chosen to blame and find scapegoats, and because the government is finding a scapegoat on me and Congress, young people are getting even more angry. I can send you notes they're writing that first you frustrate us for 6 years, leaving us jobless, and when we express our anger, you blame it on this and that. So we are not putting balm on the wounds, we are putting salt on the wounds. I mean, these are clever moves, but we need wisdom today. I again and again say, from the government side, from the people's side, let's sit together, understand their grievances, solve them at the root. I mean, we are not to harm each other here. Let's find a solution together. Let's not blame each other in this such sad times.
Mr. Wangchuk, you say that the violence was a result of people being frustrated because 6 years there is no progress. Let me again read to you from the Home Ministry press release where they say, a hunger strike was started by you. Despite it being well known that the government of India has been actively engaged with the apex body Leh and Kargil Democratic Alliance on same issues and that a series of meetings were held with them through formal channel of high-powered committee as well as subcommittee and multiple informal meetings with leaders. So, all of this was known, yet certain politically motivated people were not happy.
This is the sad part, that we are finding scapegoats to accuse.
No, but they're saying
Otherwise,
you were motivated.
let me tell you, in the last 5 years, so many talks happened. No progress made. Finally, on 27th May, some partial progress was made on the third point of the 4-point agenda, which was the smallest, which was about employment.
You outlined.
Only partial progress made. Rest all untouched.
But sir,
and
they
here
were
the
talking
elections
only.
are
But they were
coming
talking.
and people want them, just let me finish. People want them fulfilled before the election. So the major points are still untouched. And tell you, 27th May till now, no talks held. 4 months, no talks held. And that's why people were frustrated. And talks were kept on 6th of October. Can you imagine? These people on Anchan, on fast, were going to keep the fast till the talks are held. So just to punish them, the government keeps the talks 16 days away. When they could have kept it 3 days, 4 days, 5 days away.
Not just 16 days away. Point number 4 in this statement says that the high-powered committee meeting has been scheduled for 6 October, but meetings are planned on 25th and 26th of September with the leaders from Ladakh, which means today.
That's a misleader. That 25, 26 thing happened just yesterday morning, as far as I know. So they just inserted this also conveniently. This was not there. All they had given was 6th October as the date of talks. Now with all this happening, all the pressure, they started saying 25th. I think it is from last evening or so.
Okay.
They inserted that. That was not offered. Had that been there, maybe it would have consoled people a little bit.
Okay, let me just ask you straight away. Mr. Wangchuk, did your organization get money in violation of FCRA guidelines, and did you get money into your personal accounts? There are a number of violations that are now being investigated. Your license has been cancelled for one of your organizations. Did you take money in your personal accounts? Did you violate the FCRA? Mr. Wangchuk, can you hear me? Did you take money into your personal account?
No. There is nothing about personal. If at all, personal money has been put into our institute. I'm one person who contributes 1 crore every year so that others contribute 9 crores. Yeah, matching contribution. Can you pay attention to me?
Yes.
Yes. I'm just trying to give you the details of what is alleged.
Read out
All
details
details
from
landed
the
with Sonam Wangchuk,
Also,
personal
please
and
listen
joint
to me.
accounts. Yes.
Yes. This has happened nearly 1.5 months ago. at a time when the elections are about to come. For all these 30 years, none of this has happened. In fact, I have received some 30 national and international awards. Now it has all come in a flurry. So first came an FIR, then came a notice that our land is being taken away, then came this CBI inquiry. Now the interesting part, listen to this. You are saying foreign funds are received. Yes, they investigated it and we showed them that Hayal does not accept foreign contribution, but our knowledge, especially in passive solar heating and in artificial glaciers, is valued all over the world. United Nations has paid fees for our services so that these technologies can be given to Afghanistan. Swiss University has taken our services. Italian organization has taken our services. These are business transactions, service agreements with full tax paid. They mistook it as foreign contribution. I consider it mistake on their part and therefore I don't mind it. But that's what was thought as a foreign contribution.
But
it is not.
Okay, but is it true that HAIL accepted foreign remittances even before applying for FCRA registration, which is a breach of Section 11 of the Act? You're saying this is being misread.
No, we didn't apply. We chose to not take FCRA for Himalayan Institute of Alternatives.
Why? I mean, and how could you get money in the accounts of HAIL if you haven't got FCRA license?
We only took fees for our services, our knowledge. Any university has a dream to export its knowledge, and we are able to. We should be given an award, if at all.
Okay, so you say that this is a witch hunt instead of the award that you deserve. Are you categorically saying no foreign contribution rules have been violated by you?
They'll find out.
You could be arrested, Mr. Wangchuk. There's a possibility you may be arrested. Right now, only your license has been cancelled. Are you prepared for that? Because the violence that has happened, 4 people have died.
I'm happy to be arrested anytime if for this cause I have to be arrested. I'm preparing for that, looking forward to it. I don't want to be in confusion. So I've made up my mind that I will be arrested. But I want to tell you, Sonam Wangchuk in jail will be equally, if not more, problematic as Sonam Wangchuk outside participating in dialogues and discussions.
Why do you say that? That almost sounds like a warning to the administration.
Because it will awaken people more about how this country is being run. People who have given their lives for the education of the young, defense of the country, who has worked with the Indian Defense Forces to build them solar heated shelters, who has launched movements against China, made in China boycott movement was launched by me. If such a person is jailed and then corrupt people are freely roaming around, that will be a great scene for the nation to see and understand what's happening in our country.
Okay, you say you have truth on your side and it's only a witch hunt by the government. Good luck to you then in that case, Mr. Sonam Wangchuk. May the truth and the facts be with you.